If you've been keeping up with the young and the restless lately, then you already know that Adam Newman is not in a good place right now. On the surface, it might look like everything is slowly going back to normal. The chaos in Las Vegas is starting to settle, and the dangerous situation involving Matt Clark is finally winding down. But the truth is, for Adam, nothing feels normal anymore. Because what happened in Vegas didn't just stay in Vegas. It changed him. During his time there, Adam found himself stepping back into a version of himself that he tried so hard to leave behind. A darker, more intense side. A side that doesn't hesitate, doesn't hold back, and doesn't always think about consequences. Some people might call it survival. Others might call it losing control. But for Adam, it felt like becoming Spider all over again. And that's not something you can just switch off. Now that he's on his way back to Genoa City, you'd expect things to calm down. Familiar places, familiar faces, a chance to reset. But that's not how it works. Because when you've been through something intense, your mind doesn't just forget. It keeps replaying moments. It keeps reminding you of who you were in those situations. And Adam is going to feel that. Every single day. He'll try to act like everything is fine. Like he can slide back into his old life without anyone noticing the difference. But deep down, he knows something has shifted. And that shift is going to affect everything, his decisions, his emotions, and most importantly, the way he connects with people. Because Adam isn't just dealing with external problems anymore. He's fighting something internal. Something much harder to control. And just when it feels like things couldn't get any more complicated, life throws something unexpected right in front of him. Something that hits way deeper than anything that happened in Vegas. Because while Adam has been busy dealing with danger, secrets, and survival, back in Genoa City, a life-changing moment has already begun to unfold. A moment that involves someone he once loved deeply. Someone he still cares about more than he probably wants to admit. Sally Spectra. Right now, Sally is standing at the center of a completely different kind of storm. Not one filled with danger or chaos, but one filled with emotions, memories, and a future that could change everything. Because Sally is holding onto a secret. A big one. And sooner or later, Adam is going to find out. And when he does, it's not just going to surprise him. It's going to shake him. In a way that brings back everything he's been trying to push away. Because some news doesn't just stay in the present. It pulls you straight back into the past. And for Adam, that past is still very painful. Very personal. And very far from healed. So while his return to Genoa City might look like the end of one chapter, it's actually just the beginning of something even more emotional. Something that will test him in ways he didn't see coming. And trust me, while Adam is still trying to process everything he went through in Las Vegas, back in Genoa City, a completely different story is quietly unfolding. And at the center of it all is Sally Spectra. At first glance, things might seem calm around her. No chaos, no danger, no dramatic confrontations. But beneath that calm surface, something life-changing is happening. Because Sally is carrying a secret. A secret that's about to change not just her life, but Adam's as well. Recently, Sally started noticing something different. Small signs at first. Nothing too obvious, nothing that would immediately raise alarm. But deep down, she felt it. Something wasn't the same. And when that feeling wouldn't go away, she decided to find out the truth. That's when everything shifted. The pregnancy tests confirmed it. Not just one, but two. Sally is pregnant. Now take a moment to let that sink in. Because this isn't just any news. This is the kind of news that comes with layers, emotions, memories, hopes, and fears all mixed together. And what makes it even more complicated is who the father is. Billy Abbott. That alone changes everything. Because this isn't just about Sally starting a new chapter. It's about her being permanently connected to Billy in a way that can't be undone. And for someone like Adam, that's going to be very hard to accept. But before we even get to Adam's reaction, let's talk about Sally. Because for her, this moment is incredibly emotional. On one hand, this is a second chance. A chance to experience motherhood again. A chance to hold her child, to watch them grow, to build the kind of future she once dreamed of. But on the other hand, there's pain. Because no matter how happy this news is, it also brings back something she's never truly moved on from. The loss of baby Ava. That's a wound that never fully healed. And now, with this new pregnancy, those memories are coming back stronger than ever. Every thought about the future is mixed with a memory from the past. Every moment of hope is touched by a moment of grief. And that emotional conflict is something Sally has to carry on her own, at least for now. Because there's one person she knows she has to tell. And that's Adam. But this isn't going to be easy. Because Adam isn't just someone from her past. He's someone who went through that loss with her. They both felt it. They both lived through it. And they both came out of it changed. So when Sally finally decides to tell him the truth, it won't just be about the baby. It will be about everything that baby represents. The future. The past. And all the emotions in between. Sally might choose to tell Adam privately. Away from everyone else. Because this isn't the kind of news you just drop in public. This is personal. Deeply personal. She may even feel that Adam deserves to hear it from her directly. Not from rumors. Not from someone else. But from her. Because of what they shared. Because of what they lost. And because, in some way, that connection still exists. Even if things have changed. Even if they're not together anymore. That bond doesn't just disappear. And when Adam finally hears the truth, it's going to hit him harder than anyone expects. Because this isn't just about Sally moving on. It's about him being forced to face something he's been avoiding for a long time. The reality of what he lost. And the reality of what could have been. And trust me, by the time Adam Newman returns to Genoa City, he's already carrying a heavy emotional load. Vegas hasn't fully left his mind yet. The chaos with Matt Clark still echoes in his thoughts, and that darker spider version of himself is still sitting just beneath the surface. He tries to act normal. He tries to settle back into familiar routines. But nothing feels fully stable anymore. And then, Sally Spectra enters the picture. At first, Adam has no idea what's coming. He just knows Sally has been acting a little different. More serious. More emotional. Like she's holding something in. And eventually, she makes the decision. She asks to speak to him privately. No distractions. No interruptions. Just the two of them. And that's when everything changes. Sally takes a moment. It's not easy for her. This isn't casual conversation. This is life-altering news. She finally tells Adam the truth. She's pregnant. For a few seconds, everything goes silent. Adam doesn't react immediately. It's like his mind is trying to process what he just heard, but it can't fully catch up. Because news like this doesn't just land normally. It lands deep. And suddenly, memories start rushing back. Baby Ava. The loss they both went through. The future they once imagined but never got to live. That pain doesn't disappear, it just gets buried. And now it's being pulled back to the surface all over again. Sally watches Adam closely. She knows this moment isn't simple. She knows it's going to affect him in ways that go beyond surprise. And she's right. Adam is clearly shaken, but not in anger. In emotion. In memory. In everything he thought he had moved past. Because this isn't just about Sally having a baby. It's about everything they lost together. And everything that never got a chance to exist. Adam tries to steady himself. He listens. He processes. He breathes through it. And slowly, he responds. He doesn't lash out. He doesn't argue. That's not who he is in this moment. Instead, he acknowledges it. He tells Sally that he's happy for her. And he means it. Even if it hurts. Even if it brings back things he wishes he could forget. Because deep down, Adam knows this isn't something he can control. Sally is moving forward. Life is moving forward. Even if parts of the past are still painful. But there's another layer to this truth that Adam can't ignore. Because the baby isn't his. It's Billy Abbott's. And that changes the entire dynamic moving forward. Adam doesn't say much about Billy right away, but it's clear the situation adds complexity. Not jealousy exactly, but something close to it. A reminder that Sally's future is now tied to someone else. Permanently. And even though Adam tries to stay composed, that reality is not easy to process. Still, he holds his ground. He tells Sally she deserves this chance. A chance at happiness. A chance at motherhood again. A chance to experience something she lost once before. And in that moment, despite everything, there's a strange kind of understanding between them. Not romance. Not conflict. But shared history. Shared pain. Shared memory. And that makes this conversation even more powerful. Because both of them know what they went through with baby Ava wasn't small. It wasn't forgettable. It shaped them. And now, this new baby is reopening all of it. As the conversation comes to an end, there's no dramatic explosion. No big fight. Just silence. And emotion. Because sometimes the biggest moments in life don't come with shouting. They come with realization. And Adam is realizing that his past is not as far behind him as he thought. And Sally is realizing that her future is now more complicated than ever. And both of them are about to feel the consequences of that truth in ways they haven't even fully understood yet. After the emotional conversation between Adam and Sally, nothing feels the same anymore. Even though on the surface things appear calm, both of them are carrying something much heavier underneath. For Adam, the news hasn't fully settled yet. He keeps replaying Sally's words in his mind. Not just the fact that she's pregnant, but everything that comes with it. The memories of baby Ava are no longer distant. They feel closer now. More real. Almost like they never left him in the first place. That loss was something he and Sally went through together. Something that connected them in a way nothing else ever did. And now, hearing that Sally is expecting a child with Billy Abbott, it creates a strange emotional conflict inside him. Not anger. Not resentment. But something quieter. Something more complicated. A reminder that life has moved on, even if parts of him haven't fully caught up yet. Adam tries to stay composed in his daily life. He tells himself to focus on the present. To not get stuck in the past. But it's not that simple. Because the past has a way of showing up when you least expect it. And in Adam's case, it shows up in memories of Ava. Tiny moments. What could have been? What never happened? And what will never come back? Meanwhile, Sally is dealing with her own emotional storm. This pregnancy is not just a physical reality for her, it's an emotional one too. Every day brings a mix of hope and fear. Hope for a new beginning. Fear of losing something again. Because even though she's excited deep down, the memory of her past loss never fully disappears. It sits quietly in the background of everything she feels. And now, with Adam knowing the truth, things feel even more delicate. She can sense the emotional weight it has on him too. That shared history is still there between them, even if their romantic relationship isn't what it used to be. It shows in the way they talk. In the pauses between their words. In the things they don't say out loud. And especially in the way they both react when baby Ava is even indirectly mentioned. Because that chapter of their lives didn't just end, it left an impact that still lingers. At the same time, there's another layer building underneath all of this. Billy Abbott. Even though he isn't always physically present in these emotional moments between Adam and Sally, his role in the situation is impossible to ignore. Because he is the father of the baby. And that creates a permanent connection between him and Sally. A connection that Adam is very aware of. Even if he doesn't openly express it. It changes the dynamic in subtle ways. The way Adam views Sally's future. The way he processes his own past with her. And the way he understands where he fits or doesn't fit in her life now. But despite all of this emotional tension, there is no immediate confrontation. No dramatic argument. Instead, there is silence. Reflection. An emotional distance that grows quietly rather than explosively. Because sometimes, in Genoa City, the biggest changes don't come from loud moments. They come from quiet realizations. And right now, both Adam and Sally are standing in the middle of one. They're not enemies. They're not lovers. There's something in between. Connected by history. Separated by circumstance. And both trying to figure out how to move forward without completely losing what they once meant to each other. But what neither of them fully realizes yet is that this situation is still evolving. And the emotional consequences of this truth are far from over. Because once life-changing news enters a world like theirs, it doesn't just stay in one conversation. It spreads. It grows. After everything that has been revealed, one thing becomes very clear in Genoa City: nothing is going to stay the same for long. Adam Newman is still trying to process everything Sally told him. On the outside, he looks composed. Controlled. Almost normal. But inside, it's a completely different story. Because this situation is not simple for him. It never really was. The news of Sally's pregnancy has reopened something Adam thought he had already buried. The loss of baby Ava. That memory doesn't just sit quietly anymore. It comes back in waves. Sometimes in silence. Sometimes in unexpected thoughts. And sometimes in moments when he least expects it. Adam keeps telling himself to move forward. To focus on the present. To stop getting pulled back into the past. But emotions don't always listen to logic. And this is one of those times. Because no matter how much time passes, some experiences stay with you. Not as memories. But as feelings that never fully fade. Meanwhile, Sally is also living with the weight of everything that's happened. This pregnancy should be a joyful moment for her. And in many ways, it is. But it's also complicated. Emotionally layered. And deeply connected to her past with Adam. Every time she thinks about the future, she also thinks about what she lost before. Baby Ava is never far from her mind. That loss shaped her in ways she can't ignore. And now, this new life growing inside her brings both hope and fear at the same time. Hope for a second chance. Fear of history repeating itself. And in the middle of all this emotional tension, there is still Adam. The man who shares that past with her. The man who understands that pain in a way no one else can. Even though they are not together anymore, their connection hasn't completely disappeared. It has just changed form. From romance to memory. From love to understanding. And that's what makes their situation so complicated. Because neither of them can fully detach from what they went through together. Even if they try. Even if life pushes them in different directions. At the same time, Billy Abbott's presence in this situation continues to quietly shape everything. He is the father of Sally's baby. And that fact alone creates a permanent link between them. A future that Adam is now fully aware of. Even if he doesn't say it out loud, he understands what it means. Sally is stepping into a new chapter of her life. One that no longer revolves around him. And Adam, for all his strength and control, has to accept that reality. But acceptance doesn't always come easily. Not when emotions are still raw. Not when memories are still fresh. And not when the past still feels unfinished. As days pass, there is no dramatic confrontation. No explosive argument. Instead, there is distance. Subtle. Quiet. But noticeable. Because both Adam and Sally are slowly realizing that their relationship, whatever it once was, is now evolving into something else entirely. They are no longer the same people who shared that loss. They are no longer standing in the same place emotionally. But they are still connected. And that connection will always exist. No matter how much time passes. No matter how much life changes. And as Genoa City continues to move forward with its usual mix of secrets, emotions, and unexpected twists. One thing is certain. This story is far from over. Because when past pain meets new beginnings, the fallout is never simple. And for Adam and Sally. If you've been watching The Young and the Restless, then you already know that Kane Ashby and Lily Winters have one of the most complicated love stories in Genoa City. Right now, things between them are far from simple. There's history. There's pain. And there's still a very strong emotional connection that neither of them has fully been able to break. Since Kane's recent return to the spotlight, it's been clear that one thing has never changed: his feelings for Lily. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter how many arguments, betrayals, or emotional setbacks they've gone through, Kane still sees Lily as the most important person in his life. In his heart, he still believes they belong together. That belief has only grown stronger over time. And now, it feels like the story between them is heading towards something big again. But this time, it's not just about old feelings resurfacing. It's about a life-changing situation that could completely shift everything in their world. Because right now, a major medical crisis involving Malcolm Winters is pulling everyone into an emotional storm. And somehow, Kane has found himself right in the middle of it. When Kane learns about Malcolm's urgent need for a bone marrow donor, he doesn't hesitate. Even though the chances are uncertain, he steps forward and offers to get tested. This isn't about drama. It's not about manipulation. It's about something deeper. A quiet but powerful decision that shows exactly who Kane is at his core. Someone who still cares. Someone who still feels responsible. And someone who, despite everything, still has a good heart when it truly matters. But what Kane doesn't realize yet is that this decision might become the turning point in his entire relationship with Lily. Because in Genoa City, moments like this never stay just medical or emotional. They always become something bigger. Something that changes relationships. Something that reshapes futures. And this could be one of those moments. After Kane Ashby steps forward to get tested as a potential bone marrow match for Malcolm Winters, the atmosphere around him starts to quietly change. At first, it seems like just a generous gesture. Something responsible. Something compassionate. But in Genoa City, nothing stays simple for long. Because this one decision starts carrying emotional weight that goes far beyond the medical situation itself. Kane isn't just doing this for Malcolm. Deep down, there's something else driving him too. Something connected to Lily Winters. Even if he doesn't openly say it, Lily is always part of the equation in Kane's mind. Everything he does somehow circles back to her. And Lily can feel it. She may not fully understand why Kane is suddenly being so supportive, so present, and so emotionally available again, but she notices the shift. It's subtle at first. The way he speaks to her. The way he looks at her. The way he doesn't walk away when things get uncomfortable. Instead of pushing her out of his life like before, Kane is now doing the opposite. He's staying close. And that confuses Lily. Because she remembers the past clearly. The mistakes. The broken trust. The emotional chaos that once destroyed their relationship. So when Kane's behavior starts to feel more caring, more protective, almost personal again, Lily begins to question it. Why now? Why is he suddenly so different? But Kane doesn't have an easy answer. Because what he feels for Lily isn't new. It has always been there. It just never truly disappeared. Meanwhile, the tension surrounding Malcolm's condition continues to grow. Everyone is waiting for test results. Waiting for answers. Waiting for hope. And Kane, even though he's trying to stay grounded, can't fully separate his emotions from the situation. Because this isn't just about saving a life. It's about what comes after. What this act of sacrifice could mean for how people see him. And more importantly, how Lily sees him. As Kane gets deeper into this process, something starts to shift inside Lily as well. She begins to see him differently. Not as the man who made mistakes in the past, but as someone who is showing up when it matters most. Someone who didn't walk away when things got serious. Someone who is willing to risk something for the sake of another person's life. And that kind of action leaves an impact. Even on someone like Lily, who has every reason to stay guarded. Because emotions don't always follow logic. And history doesn't always block the present. Sometimes, one powerful moment is enough to start breaking down old walls. But neither Kane nor Lily is ready to admit that out loud yet. Not fully. Not openly. Instead, everything remains unspoken. It lives in looks. In silence. In small gestures that mean more than words ever could. And as the test results draw closer, the emotional pressure only increases. Because everyone can feel it. Something is about to change. And whatever happens next, it's not just going to affect Malcolm. As the waiting continues in Genoa City, the tension around Malcolm Winter's condition grows heavier with each passing moment. Everyone is hoping for one thing: good news. A match. A chance. A solution that could save his life. And Kane Ashby is right in the center of that hope. Even though he tries to act calm, it's clear this situation is affecting him more than he lets on. Because this isn't just about a medical test anymore. It's about what that result could mean emotionally. Especially for Lily Winters. When the results finally come back, everything stops for a moment. The atmosphere shifts. The weight of the moment becomes undeniable. And then the truth is revealed. Kane is a match. It's not just a possibility. It's real. And it changes everything instantly. The news spreads quickly, and with it comes a wave of emotion that no one can ignore. For Malcolm, it means hope. For the Winters family, it means relief mixed with disbelief. But for Kane, it means something deeper. Because the moment Lily hears the news, her entire expression changes. At first, she's shocked. Then overwhelmed. And finally, something softer begins to appear underneath all of it. Something Kane hasn't seen in a long time. Gratitude. And maybe even something more complicated than that. Because Lily understands exactly what this means. Kane didn't have to do this. He could have stayed on the sidelines. He could have avoided the entire situation. But he didn't. He stepped forward. He risked himself emotionally and physically for someone in her family. And that kind of action doesn't go unnoticed. Especially by Lily. For Kane, this moment is both powerful and terrifying at the same time. Because on one hand, he's relieved he can help save Malcolm. But on the other hand, he knows exactly what this is doing to Lily emotionally. It's opening a door. A door that was once closed very tightly. The past between them suddenly doesn't feel as distant as it used to. The anger, the hurt, the separation, it all starts to blur in the face of what Kane has just done. And Lily is caught in the middle of that emotional shift. She starts questioning things she thought were already settled. She starts remembering moments she had pushed aside. And she starts seeing Kane in a new light again. Not as the man who broke her trust, but as someone who still cares deeply enough to show up when it truly matters. Meanwhile, Kane doesn't push. He doesn't demand anything. He doesn't try to force a reaction from her. But he can feel the shift. It's subtle, but it's there. The way she looks at him. The way she pauses before speaking. The way her emotions seem more open than before. And that is where everything starts to change. Because this moment isn't just about saving Malcolm anymore. It's about what this act of sacrifice is doing to their relationship. It's slowly reopening something that was thought to be long closed. and neither of them is ready to fully admit it yet. But deep down, they both feel it. Something between them is shifting again. After the shocking confirmation that Kane Ashby is a bone marrow match for Malcolm Winters, everything in Genoa City starts to feel emotionally charged. What was once a medical situation has now turned into something much more personal for everyone involved.